Hello, good people. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm going to randomly talk, or randomly, not randomly. I will ramble until I figure out who's going to jump on and how technology is going to work. I am in the tiny shed, which is also known as Missions HQ, and there was a whole adventure getting here and getting it set up. If you saw my post today, there's still an adventure. I'm currently in a battle with Bruno to keep him from not going under the tiny shed, which seems to be his favorite spot in the summertime, and right now I'm losing the battle. At the moment, it says that I'm having some technical difficulties, so I will switch from the Wi-Fi to the hotspot on my phone. Let's see how this works. So switching to the phone to see if I get a stronger signal so that it is. Let me make sure I turned it on. I did. Connected. Okay, we should be good now. Okay, let's see, check your experience connection issues. Let's see, how are we doing? Close unused applications. Let's make sure I don't have anything open that is taking away from the bandwidth. I believe, well, me being who I am, I have like 50 million tabs open, and we can close some of those to make sure things are not running in the background, definitely. Let's see. None of that needs to be open at the moment. I just need to make sure at the moment that the Wi-Fi has enough bandwidth for me to do the midday check-in. The last time I did midday check-ins as a practice was during or slightly after the pandemic. And what it is, I believe we should have a mindset routine like we have a workout routine. So workout routine, we have a routine for building our muscles. We have a routine for our budget, our finances, and building our finances. I think we need the same thing for our mindset, and so that we step into our identity and who we be. And with that being said, in 2020, when the pandemic was happening, in order for me to stay in momentum and not get stuck or withdraw, I did Monday morning mindset, and at one point I did do the midday check-in, which was really quick. It was like 30 seconds maybe. Now, in this adventure, as of last Friday, I stopped both my jobs where I traded hours for money, and I'm currently building my business, and then I work as a BNI chapter launch coach, which those two opportunities are more about how I show up and less about if I show up I get paid. And so in this season I get to be intentional about how I show up every day and stepping into those qualities that support me, the vision, support the purpose that God has put me here for. And so with that being said, I thought it'd be good to do a midday check-in. So how did I start today? My morning mindset routine at the moment includes doing mobility work, because I hit 50 this year, and sometimes the joints don't want to move like I want them to move, so it started with 5 minutes of mobility work. I also found a 5-minute facial that I like to do, and I use frankincense essential oils in a lotion to do that. And then I do a devotional while Bruno eats his dog food, and I do some stretches and some body work like kettlebell exercises, calisthenics, and then Bruno and I go on a walk for about 20 minutes maybe. So that's my morning routine. As a part of that, what I make sure I do, and this is very intentional this week, is I start with the quality or virtue I'm stepping into. I operate from the Be, Do, Have framework, and if you want more information about that, let me know. I have a couple of blog posts on my website about it. Be, Do, Have. So this morning, or in this season, I'm focusing on being intentional. So intentional for me means that I get to decide and move forward in my purpose and those things that I've defined as goals. So in the morning, I remind myself of who I am. I am not sure what this pop-up that keeps coming up. The current frame rate is too low. Please set the frame rate to 15 to 60. I would be happy to set the frame rate to 15 to 60 if I knew where to set it at. Unfortunately, I don't, and so I cannot. The statement I used this morning, and that I'll continue to use, is a statement of a 5-minute script that I created as a part of the Momentum Card Shift game. So rather than using the cards to help me develop the statement, I chose. So I am an intentional woman. In the card game, the intentional would be reflected by a heart. I'm standing on 1 Peter 2:9 in the card game that comes from the diamond suit. 1 Peter 2:9, and I don't have it memorized, but I am chosen. I am the righteous of God. I am here to proclaim His excellence. That's the gist of it, and I'll get that memorized as I continue to stand in that. Then what I'm looking for today, as far as excuses that I'm on guard for, is that it's good enough, that this is good enough, I don't have to do it, life is fine, and depending more on the safety rather than stepping into my excellence. What I'm using is visualization to increase my commitment to my professional goal. My professional goal for the quarter is to earn $10,000 or more in the quarter from certain sources, and for this week my commitment is to earn 1,000 or more. So to increase my commitment to that, because we can say we're committed to it and we can say it's a goal, but if we're not really committed to it at a level 10, then we don't figure out the ways to make it happen. This is my perspective. Everybody doesn't run like this, and that doesn't mean that I'm right. It just works for me. So when I'm committed at level 10, then my brain finds the ways to make it happen. When I'm committed and it's not at a level 10, my brain finds the excuses that justify me not getting it done. And so the visualization this week is a tool that I'm using to keep my commitment as a level 10. A level 10 for me means that getting this done and keeping my commitment to earn $1,000 is more important than if I rest, if I eat, if I'm hurt. I'm committed. It's not an intention. It's not a would, a want, or it'll be nice. I'm committed. And to increase my commitment to that, I'm using visualization. And so this morning, so that's how I start. I told you I start the morning. This is the midday check-in. So where I'm at right now, this morning I actually spent a lot of time doing physical labor in the yard. So like I finished digging a sand pit for Bruno, because that's where he's supposed to go when it's hot, so he stays cool. That's not where he's at. He's currently under the tiny shed, and I won't let him in here with the AC on, because he went under the tiny shed. So I spent quite a bit of time this morning getting that set up and getting the gravel in the dirt, and I have a shade structure, and he has a cedar deck because cedar deters. Bugs don't like it. That was the point. And right now he's currently under the tiny shed. So we're still fighting. I'm still losing. So as far as generating $1,000 today, I haven't stepped into that. I haven't. And so for what my commitment is the rest of the day, or $1,000 this week, I get to make an offer. I get to reach out to people. I get to look at my systems and my funnels to figure out where am I going to increase the inflow, so that I can generate $1,000 before Sunday, which is the deadline. So that's kind of what's going on. I'm in a pretty good spot. I have been intentional. I just wasn't intentional about the business, and I do believe everything is connected. So me being intentional about the physical piece I did today and getting depleted and continuing to do it even though I didn't feel like it anymore and I was tired of doing it, will transfer into that muscle is built and will transfer and help me as I'm building my business. And the current reality of Bruno not being where I want him to be and being under the tiny shed, I could look at it like, that was a waste of my time. I didn't get the end result, and I'm not. I learned a lot. I know right now what he's doing is not harming it. He's not digging. He's just laying there, and I have some time to get him out of the habit from going up under there. And so looking at it as moving a step in the right direction rather than a failure will also help me in business as I'm making offers and calling out to other people. So that's where we're at the moment. I will do this again tomorrow so that it's a midday check-in and we can just kind of see how it goes, and I'll let you know any aha moments or any products that I create as a result of this adventure. All right, I'm out.